Greetings and welcome. This is Kinesiology 220, Introduction to Coaching. My name is Adrian and I'll be your instructor for the course. Now this course is not specific to coaching softball or basketball or baseball or football, but this is more geared towards the actual aspects of being a coach. The interpersonal relationships that you'll have, working with your athletes, with maybe administration, perhaps parents if you're in youth coaching, and also the management of facilities, management of your scheduling, management of team, practice planning, organization, etc. And so the course itself is not specific to coaching philosophy per se or the psychology of coaching. That's a different course that we offer. But this is specific just to the actual machinations you'll see as a coach. Now, this course itself is designed to fulfill or at least prepare you for the Human Kinetics Coaching Education Course certification. That was formerly the American Sports Education Program, ASEP, bronze level. Now, the ASEP itself, at bronze level, fulfilled a requirement in Illinois for certification if an individual desires to become a coach, be anywhere between K through 12. So if we link out to this is a link provided at the bottom down here, IHSA.org. I already have it open up top. But if we scroll through this, it takes you to here, and it talks about the certification is for individuals that does not possess a current professional education license, a PEL, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if I bring this all the way down towards the bottom, I'll let you open this up and read this on your own. I'm not going to belabor this. If we scroll on down, formerly known as the ACEP, American Coaches Education Program, the ASEP has trained just shy of 2 million coaches worldwide. And this has eventually morphed into what we see now, where it's the Human Kinetics Coaching Certification Course. So with that, it'll fulfill or at least point you in a direction and prepare you to take the certification course. And you'll see plenty of content in our quizzes and plenty of content in our lectures specific to the certification. Now, one thing I want to point out is this. We'll get it right on the table up front. With higher education and education in general, you've seen a preponderance of use of large language models, more specifically ChatGPT, utilized by students to write assignments. Remember, I had a student last term who did a writing prompt into ChatGPT, did a copy paste, and submitted the assignment to me with the writing prompt and with the response from ChatGPT stating, "This is great, you're thinking about your athlete's hydration. Here's what I would do for proper hydration." Well, that's plagiarism. So with that said, as an instructor, I will tell you I use large language models. I use LLMs, specifically ChatGPT, to be quite honest, where I will write my content and I'll cut and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to revise for grammatical errors, revise to make sure that I'm using proper APA style, and I'll use it as a revision tool to help me really take some of the fluff out of my own writing and make it more succinct and to the point. But what would be plagiarism is if you just typed in, "Here's my assignment, I need to write this for Kinesiology 220, and ChatGPT coughs up an assignment and you cut and paste it and use that as your own work. That would not be appropriate. But if you dialogue back and forth with ChatGPT and then you come up with a paper that you've cultivated through that conversation or utilize ChatGPT as a way to, if you will, refine that paper, that's okay. What you can't do is have ChatGPT write the paper for you. So with that said, when you utilize ChatGPT or others, disclose it, disclose your use. And then when we talk about APA style and citing references, let's just say you choose to write, and please cite references, use 3 references and cite them at the end in a references section. What I do as an instructor, just so you know, I cut and paste one of your references, perhaps 2, depending if I don't recognize them, and I'll take it right into Google Scholar. And if it comes back with a 0 return, then I know that it's plagiarism and it becomes a 0 out of 10 on an assignment. So I would urge you to use ChatGPT as a tool to help you further your education, but don't use ChatGPT to do your education for you. And cross-reference anything that you utilize from ChatGPT going forward, just to make sure you don't get caught in the crosshairs of plagiarism. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to sign off and move on to the next presentation. The next place you'll find me is over here in syllabus and schedule. If you click up here, it'll take you right there. All right, guys, moving on.